Right. Right. Let's see. Where is... Already live. Let's change that thumbnail. Save. And my bot figured it out. Cool. Do we have live chat? We do. Okay. Hey, how's it going, David? Oh, nuts. I've got wires everywhere. Crap. Let me fix that. There we go. Oh, right. Let's see if we can get the microphone out of the way a bit. There we are, right. It's my usual, it's the game gear. Oh, thanks, David. Yeah, I appreciate that. Anyways, pods. Yeah, it's been a while. Nice to see you on stream. And Mr. Computer Booter David, if you want a Computer Booter David discount on Atari Lynx 2 covers, just let me know. I'm planning to do Lynx 1 covers as well. Right. Get this sorted now. Apparently, this isn't a console I bought, but it is from eBay, and apparently it's recapped. So that means that it's, well, we don't know what we're gonna find. Oh God. Trying to make your very own combat robot. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. It's just a normal thing to do. Yeah. Oh, come on. Get in there. There we are. Oh, God. I'm not together today, am I? 10 of each for the shop. Yeah, you're welcome to it. I can do you 10. Right, let's get this busted open. So... side. Actually, I'll show you them. Here are the reproduction Lynx 2 covers. As you can see, they're pretty much exactly the same as the originals. Where is the original? I've got an original near me somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So this is an original. There we go. And this is a reproduction, and that's them side by side. The colours close, not exact, but close. And what I'm planning to do is, you see how there's a piece of neoprene here, I'm planning to put a bit on here as well, just to give it a bit of a buffer for the batteries. So yeah, these should be pretty much the same as the originals. I'll leave that original one there, actually. Yeah, they pretty much are spot on. It's because they've been printed on a resin 3D printer, and I've been using ABS-like resin, which means that they're pretty durable. It's not like standard photopolymer resin, so it won't just break. But yeah, they're pretty good. In fact, I can do the demo. I've got a totally 100% together, definitely normal Lynx here. Definitely nothing wrong with it, you know. Just ignore that you can see through it. But yeah, that's one of the battery covers that I made. That's it. Pretty solid. You just push down on the middle, pops right out, or should do. Yep, there you go. Nice and solid. Anyway, let's get back to task at hand. Back to the task at hand. But yeah, they don't look like they're 3D prints. They don't look like 3D prints at all. That's the nice thing about them, they look like they're factory made. Evening, Mr. RB King. Is this view right here getting in the way? Do you think I should make that smaller? Not really sure. Is it a harder resin? It's not harder, it's more flexible. It doesn't just snap. Well, for a robot, I wouldn't use like if it's a bot you're planning to smash up a lot. I wouldn't use any resin on it, to be honest with you. You're better off with something like PLA. PLA's got a bit more flex to it. It's not just going to shatter. Although if you're going to use any kind of plastics, I'd go with ABS over anything else. So I've not been in this. I've not been inside this. I've not a clue what it looks like. I expect, with it being recapped, it's going to be one of two things. Let's get some zoom on, shall we? Let's adjust that a bit, shall we? Yeah, there we go. So I think it's going to be one of two things when we open this up. I think it's either going to be replaced with surface mount caps, which I'm opinionated against on Game Gears. I think you should be using electrolytics and not ceramic caps, but there's arguments for and against. Or it's going to be done with standard electrolytic aluminium caps, and I reckon it'll be a right mess. Hello, Technic. Long time no see, buddy. If I remember rightly, you are a German chap. It's been a while since I've seen your channel, actually. I should really have a look at your stuff. It's been ages. Alright, let's have a look then. So, it's surface mount. Okay. Okay. I'm not a fan of this. Surface mount MLCCs. I mean, they should work, but they're not the best. We'll inspect it anyway. We'll have a look. It doesn't look like a terrible job, actually. I've seen a lot worse. So that looks okay. Austria. Ah, okay. Okay. I've only been to Austria once, and I was very drunk the whole time. Right. So, apparently, audio doesn't work. I will boot this up with a game in a second, actually, before we go much further. But, it needs to be apart. So, apparently, audio doesn't work on this. And that might well be because it's using stupid ceramic caps, which aren't good for audio. Not good for audio. You want electrolytics on audio, usually, not ceramics. But that might not be the reason there's no sound. We don't know. We'll have a look at the board. Again, I've not actually tested this. I've just been told there's no sound, so we'll give it a go anyway. Could even be the speaker, right? I don't know. We'll find out. There's our audio board with stupid ceramics on it. Ugh. Okay. It does look to me like the caps that have been used on this power board are absolute cheap crap. So, let's have a look. Yeah, these are the cheapest cheap crap caps you can get. Chong X, they're the worst brand you can really possibly put in a recap console. Never use Chong X. If you want cheap caps, use Panasonic, because at least they're good quality at the same time as being cheap. Chong X though, they're like a no-name Chinese brand. Like, don't use Chong X. But yeah, I can see what's happened on this. If we get this under the scope, I'll give you guys a look at it in a minute. But we'll give it a quick test first. So we'll just whack the audio on, and we'll whack the power board on, and we'll just see how this thing behaves. Should have done this while it was still together, really, but we're okay. We're okay. Just plug that in. We'll use the amazing Chong X power board. See, when I recap, I use Nichicons. You can't really go wrong with Nichicon. They're a good brand. Okay, I need a game. I need a game. Wasn't there a game in the back of it? Did I take it out? Yes, of course I did, because I'd see it there. I'm being a clown. Where did I put the game? Where did I put the game? I always lose things. Always lose things. I'll just use my copy of Sonic 2. Doesn't matter. Right. I'll just use it with a actual power supply. Nothing. Doesn't power on at all. Let me just check my power supply. If I remember rightly, Sega stuff is center negative. Oh, that's on the high side, isn't it? Should be 9 volts. Okay. What we'll do then, I'll unplug this and we'll meter it out and we'll just see if it's actually outputting the correct voltages. It might not be, so let's find out. Pretty easy to check. We'll just meter out the pins here. If I'll zoom in a bit more if I can. I think I can, yep. I believe the 2 pins on this side are both ground, so let's see what we get. Helps if I turn it on. Alright, I'm pretty sure we should be seeing... Yeah, we've got 2 volts there. What we got here? Alright, so I think this power supply is actually dead. We're getting nothing off it. Yeah, so we're not looking good on this power supply. Now that could be anything on this board. It has been worked on. Is the power IC getting hot? No? Stone cold. Alright, so let's just put this aside. Can't be bothered to diagnose that right now. Let's just try a known working board. try this one. At least I think this is working. I did actually torch one of these, so it might not. This might be a bad one. What? Oh, it doesn't fit. What about this one? There we go. Good bit of cheap caps. Yeah. Don't know yet. I might give it a go at diagnosing it in a minute. Alright, this one's getting it. Yeah, okay, this one works. Yeah. I think all the polarity's mixed up. I thought that was ground. Let's try from here. .34, bang on. 1.28. 12. Yeah, this one's fine. So out of a power board that came with this Game Gear is knackered then. So the Chonga ain't so good. So, what could it be? What could it be? Well, we can have a look. So what do we have? We have power management IC, we've got some diodes on there, we've got smoothing caps, we've got inductor coils, which look a bit off. That's a pretty simple board, so, Got transistor on here as well. I don't know. I think it's going to be the caps. Yeah, it could be. Could be one of the power ICs has gone bad or something. I don't really know. Let's plug it in. Switch it on. Oh, that's interesting. So, it looks to me as if we're getting nothing. Oh, no, there we go. So we got our voltage in. Where does that connect? I guess we can see what we're getting at the power IC and see if there's anything coming out of that. It could well just be the caps. Not looking great. Alright, let's give it a visual inspection. Let's see what's going on. Turn it off. Let's get this under the scope. Oh, I need to raise the camera a bit. A bit more. There we go. Why is the microscope crapped out? There should be a microscope here. There should be a microscope. No. No. Yeah. Okay. Fine, let's power it off. This happens sometimes. It's really annoying when this happens. I'll just dust it off. Let's let that repower up. Okay. Microscope looks like it's still powering up, so give it a moment. That's powered up, but we've got nothing. Right. God, nothing's going well today. Okay. Fine. Let's bypass that. Use a different USB port. It's always something. No, no. No. Yes. Okay. Alright. Do we have anything? No. No. Oh, for pity's sake. Hey Uber. I'm fighting with my microscope. Deactivate, activate. No. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Default, no. Custom, no. Oh my god. This is the bit where I end up unplugging everything and replugging everything. There was a point, I thought this microscope had given up the ghost. I had it apart, looked at it, everything was fine. It was really confusing. There was nothing wrong with it. Let's just check that this is all plugged right. Should be. Come on. Come on. Aha! Ha 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 ha. Right, we've got microscope. Excellent. But I see it's got some tearing going on, so let's quickly fix that. Yep, tearing's fixed. Cool. Right, so let's have a look at this. So, what do we have on this board? Okay, I already see one problem. When this was recapped, whoever did it, they've torn a trace on one of the caps. I'm not surprised. This is why eBay recappers, me excluded, can be quite bad. So you see this damage here? Let's get a zoom on that. You probably can see it, but let's zoom a bit more. And zoom a bit more. Yeah, look at that. That's knackered, whoever's done that. Let's look at the other one. Looks okay. Look at it, looks like they've been chiseling at it, doesn't it? Like, how do you do this kind of damage? You see this damage? Look at it. Right, so we're going to have to whip this cap off. I mean, that should be making a connection. But we don't know. We don't know for sure, so let's take it off. So for that I'm going to use a desoldering gun. Chong XY. Oh, This doesn't look particularly good on this side either. I'm going to take all these new caps off. This looks crap. Right, there we go. Okay. Hey Phil, how you doing? Life's treating you well? Hey, Phil. Let me show you something. This is an eBay recap job right here. Let's get the focus on it. Look at the state of that. Just crap. But I might demonstrate a new repair technique I have come up with. Well, I'm not the first person to come up with it, but this is for especially for plated through holes. I've been planning to make a video on it, but I've not got round to it, but we can do it here. Oh, don't worry about it, Phil. I know you're a busy man. Actually, I'm surprised you're not streaming. Alright, let's get this off, shall we? Let's see how well that's done it. Let's take the others off as well. This thing's a... This desoldering gun is a beast. Right, there we go. Just see if that's got them. Yep. That's one Chong X gone. That's two Chong X nearly gone. Two Chong X gone. Three Chong X gone. Right, okay, so that's those crap caps off. So you might jump on Twitch later. Oh, okay. Looks like Mallet Boy did this one. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, right? Okay, so that's absolutely foobar. There's no wonder this isn't working. It's just broken traces. Hey Joseph, welcome to the stream. Okay, so... Oh my god, what an absolute clown. Look at the state of this. So what I'm going to demonstrate with this, actually, I'm going to demonstrate an interesting repair technique. I'm going to do it now on this damaged plated through hole. We don't strictly need to. There's, you know, I could just bend the cap leg over and then solder it to C12. That would work just fine. But if you want to get a nice professional job, nice professional finish on this, the technique I'm about to use is an interesting one. So if we get the damaged cap sight in view there, which we can see, let's zoom in on it. A damaged through hole. It's both lifted and also looks to be disconnected. Yeah, it's disconnected from the actual plate there. Now it should have been okay. There should be a connection to that anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But let's just see what we can actually do. So this might seem counterintuitive, but I'm actually going to take that off completely. Let's grab my tweezers. Get rid of that. And if we flip it over, we can see it's pretty well already damaged here anyway, right? Like you can see there's a remnants of the original plated through hole. Hey Max! So what we want to do here is gouge it out, if we can. Maybe come at it from this side. So we want to try and remove the old plating. You can usually just scrape it a bit and it'll come. That's what she said. Well, there we go. So you just push the old plate through. Once you've got a little bit of it out, the rest will come out pretty easy. You can probably just poke tweezers in there. In fact, let's just do exactly that. Let's get a pair of my crappy tweezers and just shove them through. So basically the idea is we get this old crap out as much as we can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's probably good enough, actually. I think we're down to just looking at it, it looks like we're down to just the fiberglass board now. Now this repair technique, I might add, is only really going to work on 2-layer boards. It ain't going to work on multi-layer boards. So now that we've got a hole that is a goal, let's get on with it. So what you're going to want are some of these bad boys. These, let's get a proper lighting on. These are brass blind rivets, and we're going to re-rivet the board. So what we want to do is find an appropriate one. I think this looks to be about the right size, like this. And what we're going to do is go over to our site of damage like this, and we're just going to see if this fits. Now it's pretty close, so I might just be able to push that in, and if not, we can widen the hole. That's what she said. Oh yeah, now this one's a bit too big, so let's try a smaller one. Like this. This one should hopefully go. It looks to be close as well. It's pretty close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen the hole just a tiny bit. We'll do that with a pair of tweezers. And all you do, put your tweezers in and just twist like this. You just twist a little bit, twist a little bit, and it might even be that there's just a little bit of that original copper plated through hole in there that's not come loose. So let's just have a look at that. Let's widen it here as well. So we're kind of drilling it out just a tiny bit with the tweezers. You don't want to use an actual drill because you're going to do more damage. And once again, we'll flip the board. And we'll see if it'll fit now. It feels like it's close. Now ideally, if you were using proper rivets from a repair kit, you'd probably have a pair, like a set that would be the exact diameter of your hole, and you'd use that. In my case, it's a bit more rough and ready, so I'm just doing it this way. But there we go. So that's a bit better. Let's grind out a bit more. This is where a grinding pen would be quite handy, actually, with just a small, really small drill attachment. So there we go. Oh, let's try it now. That's just gone to the 10th dimension. No, there it is. Come here. Right. So that's really close. So again, I'm going to sort of file it a bit more with my tweezers. Now this is a particularly good repair technique, not specifically for what I'm doing here. Again, there's easier, faster ways to do this that are gonna work just fine, like soldering the leg directly to the trace or whatever. But it's particularly good if you've got a plated through hole that's been damaged on a mechanical part. And what by that I mean something that takes, a load, takes some stress. So we're talking about things like audio jacks and things like that, where people are plugging things in. If that's secured to the board by solder on through holes, which they often are, especially on retro, but not it's not just retro. Anything with a 3.5mm jack's probably using through holes. You can use this technique there, but again, you got to be a little more careful on more modern stuff, because anything with more than 2 layers, this technique's not a good idea, because you're only going to ruin the inner layers and ruin the connection. So let's try this again. So we can see that's gone in some of the way. We'll just hammer it in with the tweezers. And what I'm going to do is bash it. I'm going to smack it one. It would help if I had my hammer, wouldn't it? But, the one time you need a hammer and it's not there. But I know where there is one. I shall be back in 2 seconds. So I've got a little pin hammer, and we can see we've got my blade on this. Now take a mallet and whack it in. You've basically got what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use a pin hammer. You may laugh. You may laugh. It should work. There we go, that's where we want it. So now, when we flip it over, you can see we've still got a bit of a problem here, right? Like that isn't perfect. That's just sticking out now. So we're going to need to flare that. And we can do that with another technique. Now, annoyingly, I had a vise on my desk earlier, and I don't know where that's gone. So that's a kind of annoying. So where is... what can I do? What can I do? I can use this. Let's use a board holder. Adapt, improvise, overcome. Better drink my own piss. What you need to do is you need to use something as an anvil underneath. You got to get it like right under the through hole. So about there. For me. Let's get this refocused. There we go. Now, what you want to do is you're going to want a centre punch. And I have a bunch near me somewhere. There we are. I've got some centre punches, and I've got another one here actually that I think's a bit better. that one. So you take a center punch like this one. What we're going to do is press it into the top, and then we're going to flare it out. So let's see how well this goes. Let me just make sure I've got that on there. Yep. You can see that's not done much yet. So the trick is to apply downward pressure and just rotate. You can see now that's starting to flare a bit. It's not flared out properly yet. But if you're repairing a plated through hole that needs to mechanically hold something, this is the ideal way, right? And again, we don't need to do this, I'm just kind of showing the technique more than anything, but there you go. Now that's flared out a lot more, but it's still not flat. We do want to get this flat, so what I'm going to do now that we've flared it out a good amount, I'm going to put it directly under there, and I'm just going to move the microscope out of the way and go to the overhead. Like so. If we can, I'm not sure if I'm at maximum zoom, let's find out. Yeah, we're at maximum zoom, so let me just try and bring this down a bit. If I turn that light off, it should rebalance the light. So we'll just let this refocus, come on. Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get. So what I'm going to do now, I'm using this as an anvil underneath the plated through hole. So I'm just going to place that back on top, and I'm just going to tap it with this pin hammer. And you'll feel it going down. You'll feel it tightening. We're still not there. So you want to hammer it just a bit more. And we're still not there. So let's try another of these. Let's try a slightly blunter one. That one should do. Yeah, and we can see now that that's flared out much better. If this can focus, come on. Can you do it? Yeah, that's flared out a lot better now. That's kind of what we're aiming for, like that. And then what you want to do is you want to get a pair of locking pliers. So we're talking something like I would say one of these. You can see we've got the locking pliers here, and the trick here is what we want to do is place these flat metal parts right over the freshly flared rivet that we've put in. And then we want to clamp down so that these jaws flatten it. So what we can do, if I just place this, I've got to make sure that the way we place it doesn't crush anything else on the board, so that should be good, about there. Now the problem we've got is these aren't locking at the width of the board, so I've got to adjust them. So we'll adjust them as flat as they'll go. And that should do it. Now then, if we try again, so we'll put it there, and then we need the other side to be directly over that rivet. It can be a bit tricky to get these to go exactly how you want, but with a bit of adjustment you'll get there. So about there. I'm going to have to use some other ones. I'm going to have to use these ones. Sometimes, just because of the angle of the parts that you're looking at, you've got to readjust things. This one should do it. So tighten that. Hello, Earl Grey. My waifu. And then what you do, when you've got it like this, you clamp down, you release it, tighten the grips a bit more, and then you clamp down again. And what you do is you just keep clamping down until you get it flat. And again, I'm being careful here as well not to crush this little surface mount capacitor C12 as well, because I don't want to crush that. And then we tighten it. Tighten that a bit more. And again, all we're doing is we're just making sure that this new rivet is nice and flat, which it looks to be, actually. It looks to be pretty much there. But we'll do it once more. Yeah, that's going to go nice and flat now. And as you can see, I've got that gripped in real tight. These jaws are now squashing the rivet in. And if we release like that, if we inspect the board under the scope now, we'll see that there is now a proper plated through hole there. Oh, this needs to be higher still. Come on. There we go. No, higher still. There we go. Right. And now if we look at it under the microscope, we shall see, once I focus it, that we now have a new plated through hole. So we've got the nice plate there, and on this side you can see it's flared out there. It's never going to be perfect when you do it like this, and you can see it's squashed onto a trace nearby as well, so I'm going to trim that back just to make sure that we've not accidentally bridged it. But there we go. So let me just get these locking jaws out of the way. I want to tidy up the workspace just a little bit. And get that pin hammer out of the way. So there we go. So now what I want is some flush cuts, and I'm just going to cut a little bit, just a tiny bit of that flaring off that we can see right there. So let me get this refocused. So if I get some flush cutters, fortunately I have a pair right here. No, those are knackered. Yeah, the coda, like this technique I'm using, it's not really needed for what I'm doing here, right? It's a much better technique for using if you've got like sort of edge of the board mounted connectors, you know, audio jacks, things like that. And again, only really useful on 2-layer boards. You know, you try this on a multi-layer board and you're just setting yourself up for not fun times. Oh, come on. The nice thing is, because it's brass, it's quite soft. It's relatively speaking kind of easy to cut. There we go. Nice. And because on the top side of this board I don't believe there was a connecting trace to it anyway, but actually there might be, because if we take a look, you can see a kind of mark here. I think there is a trace. You see this? Let's scrape it back and find out. Nope. No copper there. Yeah, you see how the you see the colour there? Looks like there's a trace, but there's not. Yes, I don't think there is. No, there's not. We're okay. And to finish the job, you just put a tiny bit of solder on to connect it to the remaining trace that's on there. But we don't need to do that right now, because once we flip the board, well, once we put the new cap in, we're good. So let's just check the others, make sure none of the other plated through holes are badly damaged. Looks fine. Looks fine. We'll check the other side. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll recap this now. So let's wasn't really expecting to recap on this one, but can't always win. So there we go, so let's get a new one on. This is not a Chong X, this is a Nichicon. There we go, look. Nice shiny new through hole on the left there. Oh, we'll just get that soldered in. Oh, welcome to the 16-bit fans. Phil, hey Lee, welcome. Hey Micro. So there we go, so that's it. We've just built a brand new plated through hole, and we're probably going to have to put flux on this. Let's see. That's a bit too much solder, but yeah. That should do it. Hello, Carthor. Sounds very Gua'uld, very Stargate, Carthor. Some kind of system lord. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club. The coder, he's alright. Mr. Phil, he's alright. Right, I can't remember what caps this needs actually. Let's just have a look at an existing one so I don't have to get up the schematics. What is this cap? Can't see. What about this one? 100 microfarads at 25 volts. Alright, so now I've got a bloody dig. Oh, what we got? 7, 6.3, 100 at 6.3. Okay, here we go. We'll get another cap in. It's another name. It's a name you came up with when you're young. Well, it still sounds kind of like Stargate-esque, you know. The System Lord Carthor with his fleet of Hatak motherships. Make sure I put this in the right one. Yeah, there's definitely a certain bit of fun to be had fixing stuff, right, Phil? Like, I can get like wanting to fix stuff without collecting too. I do a bit of both, right? I collect and fix. There we go. Now I'm hoping that dodgy connection was all that's wrong with this. I mean, there could be a cooked power management chip or any number of things. We'll see. With that. There we go. Boom and boom. What was that last cap I need? Probably a weird value. What is it? 22 microfarads at 35 volts, are you? Alright. Alright. Put these caps away. Just try and keep tidy. Oh, nuts. Just spilling my RSX chips everywhere. I did done goofed. Stencils everywhere. I'll have a look at the chat in a minute when I'm done cleaning up. Problem is I keep my capacitors in the same box I keep a lot of other stuff. And I just spilled it everywhere. It's just one of those days. Right, let's... What did I say? 22 micro... Did I say 22 microfarad? What the hell did I say? What did I say? I said 22 at 35. Alright. What do we have? 100... 1, 2.2, 220, it's a bit high, just a tad. Too many caps. 25 at 33. 5 at 10. 0.47. You know what? It's going to be the last bag I pick up. 68. 4.7. 6.3 at 22. That's too small. Found them. No, I'm kidding. Too big. Oh my god, where are they? Sweet Jesus. Aha, but you know what? capacitors. That one is a question for Phil if he's still in the chat, Lee. Very good, Phil. 47 D470. That's a PNP transistor. I don't want that. That's a MOSFET. I don't want that. That's 220 microfarad. I only want 22. 10. 2.2. 10. 100. That's Xena diodes. Don't need them. Okay. So, as is the tradition, the one cap I need I can't find. So let me go through them again. Jesus. Right. 16 volts, 10, nope. 820, nope. What are you? 10, nope. 2,200, I mean, in a pinch maybe. 0.47. 25 volts. 100 at 16. Nope. Might need those. Nope. 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 Oh, bollocks. I might have to crawl under my desk and have a look in all the cubby holes. Oh, why? Okay. I'm sure I saw some stragglers the other day. Are you them? I found him. Found him. Hey, found him. That means I can put my giant toolbox away. My cat box. And I can finish recapping this stupid power board. $15 more to sell, nice bit of profit there, mate. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I ripped my gloves. Now let's get this soldered down. Okay. And that should be it. Now let's have a look. Yep. Now I'm not convinced that that's connected to the diode. I should double check that, shouldn't I? But let's check it. Let me just clear my space a bit. So where are we checking? We're checking that diode. It's tricky, isn't it? Looks. Can't get at the angle. There. Okay, we've got a connection there, we're alright. Yep, all good, right. What we'll do now then, we'll see if it works. God, I'm just all tangled. Right. There's not the gap, so something on the board has failed then. Let's give it a proper visual inspection. Hey, nothing seems amiss. There's not very much on these boards that can actually go wrong, so there is that. But you know what? We've got a raised bit of solder just here and an empty pad here. I don't know if that's supposed to be unpopulated. Let's have a look at another board. So what was that? R16? No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, power jack's fine. Oh God, my back. I'm getting old. I'm old. I'm so old. Okay. So what do we have on the board? We've got power IC. I think it's the power IC. Most of the other stuff's just passive, so what else would it be, right? Unless a small surface mount cap's gone. I don't see anything that wrong with this board. Well, while we're at it, let's just test the diodes. Let's see what the diode tests are coming back as, shall we? I'm tying myself in knots. There we go. I think that's okay. Any other diodes on this side of the board? No. So we've got a Xeno. Xeno's good. Okay. I'm assuming these are inductors. Yeah, oh no, there is one other diode. Seems okay. Nice job there, Phil. Saving's always good. Oh, we got this other diode I need to check. Save them pennies, because pennies make pounds. And yeah, so the diodes are all testing fine. What we got? We got a couple of transistors on here. Probably okay. I mean, it all looks like it's the power IC to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly sure this power IC's been cooked. It's probably had reverse polarity on it and it's just gone bang. This one. I guess I could check that by just, you know, swapping it. Let's meter it though. Let's see what each pin's giving us in DC mode. Going on the council house. It's the way to go if you can, to be fair. Right, what we got? 1.4. I don't know which of these output pins. I should probably bring up the data sheet. 1.36. Nothing. Probably a bunch of these are grounds. Yeah, it'd be nice if like they'd start building more council houses, to be honest. Those two should be ground, so what's that? .76. That should be like 12. That should be 30 odd. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing on the line that should be 30 odd volts. So what is on this? We've got, what is that? What's that cap connecting to? Doesn't look like anything. I don't know, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with this. I'm just going to use a working one. Sod it. Right. Let's... Got derailed, as is often the case. There we go. Now, if I'm going to test sound on this, I'm going to need a speaker. Maybe this one will work. Maybe. Oh no, there's a speaker there. I'm being an idiot. I don't need a speaker. Derp. Well, that's definitely a garbage. And this is why you don't use ceramic caps on audio, folks. Listen to that. Right. There we go. We know it works. So that audio board, this is trash. This is garbage. Whoever did this, this is garbage. Absolute garbage. Oh, look at the state. So we've still got cap corrosion on there. And I don't think the caps are doing their job. Huh, look at that, token. We've got a token cap. Well, it's not a cap, it's a coil. Somebody call Computer Booter. Tell him we've got a token on a Game Gear. Take it easy, Phil. You have a good one. Good luck with your house hunt. Okay, so the problem here then is shitty caps. For sure. Or maybe shitty speaker. Actually, let's not jump to conclusions. Let's just try another Game Gear speaker. So 1 second. Jumping to conclusions is probably not wise. We've got another speaker. Move that power board back. Nothing on this one. Nothing at all. I reckon then it's just a naff audio board and it needs a proper set of caps on there, because again, MLCCs, they're not really made for audio. And this board could do with a little bit of cleanup anyway. Oh God, Max, please don't, because I still need to do yours. It's sat in a cupboard with my BGA rig. I pre-baked that board for like 8 odd hours as well. I need to pre-bake it again. It's a beefy one. Although your board was in real good nick. And there is that. Right, let's just that don't look so hot, does it? Right. Oh. Check it out. Not so effective like that. Yeah, Felix did a really good video with that actually. He detailed a lot. It was really cool. Ah, okay. Right. Get a new bloody glove on. I can carry on. I don't really want to be handling lead barehanded, you see. Although occasionally I ignore that rule and it's not good for me. Now because my hand's sweaty I can't get it in the glove. Right, sod it. Let my hand dry. much light here, actually. There we go. Also, Max, if you've not checked it out, you want to check out Game Over Dead End's YouTube. He's done some good PS3 stuff. Man doesn't get the credit he deserves. Anywho, let's clean these up properly. These aren't in the best state, you can kind of tell. If the pads aren't in a good state, they're not going to make the best connection, and if they don't make the best connection, then your audio can be a bit squiffy, and these are all corroded up on the coil here as well. So yeah, that's pretty damn corroded. Look at that. And that. My iron's set at 400C and it can't melt this because it's that corroded. I'm going to have to introduce some fresh solder and hope it helps break it up. Yeah, he did go by the name Artificial Dead End, Max. He did, yeah. But he's a smart chap. Oh god, this is awful. I can't get this to... Okay, that one's kind of gone. The middle one hasn't, but that's not connected anyway. But that, look at that. This could well be the real problem. And this is the issue. People don't realise that when these caps leak, the original caps, they can cause all kinds of nasty damage. If I get loads of flux on that, and I'm going to crank the heat of my iron up even more. If it'll let me. Come on. Ah. I'd knocked the key out slightly. Stupid design. Okay. Yeah, this is not a happy board. Look at that, I'm dumping 450C into that. And that's just doing nothing. Let's get a huge glob of solder on it. I don't really want to overheat it, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Yeah, that's starting to go. Yeah, that's good. See, this level of corrosion, the answer is just a ton of heat and a ton of flux, and it usually does the job. is Hacker? Oh, come off it. Come off it, Josh. Come off it, man. There's nothing wrong with Hacko. Oh, what are you? Are you a JBC man by any chance, Josh? I can't remember. I feel like you would be a JBC guy. Oh, Weller. Oh man, Weller, that's classic. I remember using Weller like 30 years ago at school. Wellers are for old people. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hey RW. Welcome. Welcome to the madhouse. Alright, that middle pin is still pretty corroded. I would like to fix it up a bit better. I'm going to get some wick on here. I'm going to do some solder and wick. Trademark, all rights reserved by Micromage. And I'm going to clean it up. Translation way better than Hacko. Yeah, but isn't Weller made in America? You know, Hacko's made in Japan. You know, I know where I'm putting my faith. Just saying. Although I have to say this because I feel like if I don't say this, I'm gonna get in trouble. But you know, the one thing made in America that's like legit decent is my missus. Oh man, that corrosion is pretty bad though. That's some really bad corrosion on this. I've broken up a good bit of it, but wow. Where's my IPA? There it is. So if I get a bit of IPA on here, let's clean up a bit and then we'll go at it again. I actually think it's this coil that's the problem. I think the connections have just come bad over time. Might not be the surface mount caps. Maybe, just maybe, my hate for ceramic caps for audio boards is misplaced. What have you missed? You've missed me replacing a through hole with a rivet, just because. Interesting technique. And then you missed me powering on a Game Gear that has a dodgy audio board. Beyond that, not much. Well, actually, I guess you might have missed Josh here, joshing on me about Hackos. He's joshing on me hard. I felt bullied. You just salted it. Your DS90 Hacko sucks so bad starting out. Weller is German. Oh, okay. I always thought Weller was American, you know. I feel like I'm going to have to row back my comments now. Sorry, America. I love you, really. Nah, I do. I do love America. Right. Oh yeah, I've heard, like, with my jokes aside, Josh, I've heard that like Weller do some legit good stuff. In fact, I think Northridge Fix uses a Weller. Yeah, this still isn't the best solder joint. Don't give them negative feedback. It was still a decent price. I know how much was paid, and it was a decent price. Even for this. Just needs a bit of work. It happens. Probably somebody fairly new who didn't realise that, you know, corrosion is actually bad for electronics. Gotta be careful about my loiter time of this iron actually, because it's on really high at the minute. But yeah, cap damage, it can be pretty nasty. Yeah, these solder joints are better now. These joints. Yep, all good, right. Now let's clean up all the other pads that we've got around the board. Hey Josh, how's it going anyway? How's the repair stuff going? I've not watched your videos recently, so I've not been up to date. There's a load of videos I need to catch up on. I was saying earlier when Technic Nerd popped on, I need to catch up with his stuff too. I take it you're still largely doing console stuff. Hello, Luke Davis. It's hanging all right. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Super Famicom, so you got yourself an NTSC console, eh? Specifically a Japanese model. So what I'm going to do, briefly, I'm going to clean up all these pads with IPA now. I'm going to scrape off the corroded parts on the pads, and then I'm going to put the surface mount caps back on, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, I need not the knife. There we go. Right, so while I'm scrubbing away, which is kind of boring, let's read the chat. So what we got? I wish the thing ended slightly more positive today. I was trying to install GTA San Andreas card mod, but I think I may have permanently screwed up the original files from unsuccessful attempts. Well, that happens, Luke. I mean, you know what modding's like, right? Trying to mod any game and you'll end up doing something like that. Same with Skyrim. Still largely consoles, and the channel growing slow but steady. I cannot complain. But obviously trying to get 1% better. Well, the thing is there, Josh, like, just keep making content and you will grow. You'll just grow over time. Like, this channel here, I don't grow so much because I don't really put out much content, and when I do, I'm streaming, and streaming doesn't really grow that fast anyway, so I just do it for fun. But a channel like yours, where you're doing regular content and stuff, like, yeah, you'll grow. Not checked your sub count recently. You must be up quite a bit by now. Stuck with the original hot ring racer car until I can get a 1985 Lincoln Countach. Okay. It's like the one car people don't want anymore. In real life, anyway. Okay. So we've got a bit of nastiness on here. Let's get rid of it. I hate cleaning up these audio boards, they can be pretty nasty. Like this black stuff, it's not burnt flux, it's corrosion from the leaked electrolytics, the original caps that were on the board. I should probably check that all these surface mount resistors and so on are good as well, actually, like solder joint wise. Right, so let's just quickly reflow stuff. It's usually wise, whenever you've had electrolytic leakage around an area, reflow the SMDs. So although the solder doesn't look too bad to my eye, you never know. Oh, come on. Get off the bloody... 5-glass pens. Yeah, fiberglass pens are fine, and you're right, that this is like the ideal use case for them. I have one, I just don't like using them. Yeah, this solder's not melting, so that's pretty corroded. There's a layer of oxides on that. That one's alright. That one, look at that. That's the thing, where you've had cap damage, it can look okay to the eye, but it might not be. And this is not. Should be now, though. Cap's reflowing okay. Yep. That's okay. That's okay. That is not so good. That one's okay. Yeah, that's alright now. Bloody cap damage. Oh, cap damage. And I can see there's a light bit of corrosion on this side of the coil as well, on this side of the token. What are you talking about, RW? He worked out that it was possible to get a video signal from the cartridge connector, and then it works like a NES RGB, but without having to actually install one, goes in between console and cart. What are you talking about? Curious to know. I think I missed your other message. Yep, that's corroded as hell too. Swipe that away. Token. Yeah, Luke, look at the top of this. You can't see it because it's covered in flux. I'll show you. There's a token on this Game Gear soundboard. You will see. And you will see that it's not a troll. There really is a token on it. So if I clean it up, I will show you the token. There you go. Wait, you can't see. There you go. It's a token. Paging computer Buddha. Tell me about it, Luke. Oh, okay, so it's like right, I get you now. So it's basically a EverDrive style device that you plug your video cable into. That's an interesting idea. What console was it? NES, did you say? Interesting. Okay. This board actually needs to go for a bath in the ultrasonic soon. It's not in the best state right now, but whatever. Right, let's get these SMDs back on, shall we? We'll see how it goes. Oh, come on. There we are. Good enough. The thing about these massive SMDs, you can be a bit imprecise with them, unlike things like switch surface mount stuff. It's very reasonable compared to a NES RGB and installation. Yeah, I mean the NES RGB on its own's like, what, 80 quid? 80 pounds? Do bear in mind though that 150 will be before tax, which will be 20%. And with the British sterling problem at the minute, that's probably meaning that $150 will be about £6,000 come next Thursday. Do 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 do. Still, the idea of a cartridge RGB converter, that's really cool. I wonder what the trick was with that. I wonder how they pulled that off. Super curious to know. There must be some technical trickery going on there, like intercepting bus data or something from the cartridge port. And then generating pixels. I wonder how they do that, though. Very interesting. Bus, yeah, it probably is bus sniffing, right? It's got to be something like that. That's a terrible solder joint. We'll fix that in a second. Give me flux, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Much better. Flux, the fixer of all things. I'm also not happy with that other joint. This one. It's not as obvious on the screen as it is through the lenses of the actual microscope, but that's not a good joint. Yeah, now it is. So this board is absolutely disgusting with flux, but it should work, so let's test it. Why are you talking about GTA San Andreas anyway? A weird talking topic on a Sega Game Gear stream. Not that there's a problem with that, but you know. Interesting topic of discussion. Right. Overhead camera, that's what's needed. There we go. Right, and then the power board, which I think was this one. Nearly. Them caps are not... I think it's the surface mount caps. I think they're just shite. We can confirm it. 1 second. Let's try have a nice shiny audio board I've done before. Look, this is how you bloody do caps on a Game Gear. Right, look at that. Beautiful, right? You don't use these shitty multi-layer ceramics on a fucking audio board unless you're a moron. These things can be like up to 40% out of spec, sometimes more. These, not so much. And at a proper capacitance. These, I think, are all 100 microfarads because some fucking clown put them together as a capacitor kit like that. There is a reason the original designers used aluminium caps, electrolytics, and there is a reason the capacitances were chosen. Now, let's try this again. Yep. There we go. Now I bet you, if I recap that board I just did, I bet you it springs to life and there's no problem with it. Bet you. And this is the lesson, people. This is why you don't use these crap MLCC caps. If you want to use surface mount caps rather than what I do, which is just through-hole caps that have had their legs bent, buy surface mount like aluminium electrolytics. But yeah, and look how beautiful those caps look. Look at that. Beautiful golden audio grade caps. Beautiful. Shit. Beautiful. Shit. Beautiful. Remember, anyone selling these kind of cap kits for the Game Gear audio is a moron. It will work some of the time, not all of the time. These work every time. Every time. Retro 6 kit is ceramics. Well, no comment. So what we got? 6.3 at 100, and we also need. We need something. 6.3 at 47. That's what we need. We full zoom? Yeah, near enough. Right. I can't be bothered to use my iron to get these off again. Well, can I? Yeah, I can. Screw it. I'm probably not going to do the screen tonight. There's been too many random things wrong with this. I've got to get up for work. It's already, what, 11:30? Yeah, that's annoying. So this came with a dodgy... why is that not melting? It came with a dodgy power board and a dodgy audio board. So, again, whoever did this probably had absolutely no idea that these cap kits are not that great, because they're sold by reputable sources. So there's no reason for people to think that they'd be bad. But considering the ESR and capacitance does not match the original specs, and that these MLCCs are just not really meant for this application, you know, it's no wonder there's issues. Is there a pin missing on that connector? Don't think so. Which one? Oh no, that pin's just not populated. That's normal on an audio board. If we have a look at another one. Yeah. Same thing. Same pin. Yeah, that's another one. That's this one. That pin's just not populated. It's nothing unusual. MC Hamill, watched your funny playing LCD mod just a few days ago and modded one of my Game Gears today. Everything worked first try, except games run too slow. Apparently you don't have to replace some caps anymore. You do have to replace caps, because the caps are usually knackered on Game Gears. But running slow. Running slow implies a crystal oscillator problem, usually. If it's still running slow, I think what you need to do is buy an external crystal oscillator and install it on the funny playing board. It'll go in the position labelled Xtal, I think, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. It basically means you've got an unstable clock. Oh, I just realised they're bridged. I mean, they're bridged anyway because they've got a trace between them, but yeah. Unless by caps you mean the resistors. You could mean the resistors. Not sure. Oh, there we go. So, right. Let's do this audio board. So we got 3 larger ones, 2 smaller ones. So I need 2 of these. One, two. And I need 3 of the 100 ones. I've got to get more of these ordered. 2, 3. Go. About there. Oh, come on. Right, you know what? I'm going to flux it up. I'm going to tack one leg down. Let's flux that pad. Get some solder on the tip of my iron, and then I'll come in and solder it down. There we go. Should get the extraction back on. You know, for a while I got annoyed doing Game Gears because I thought I was just putting too many of them on my channel, but you know what, I do really enjoy working with them. Let's check the chat. C39, C40, R24 on a 1-chip board, 1 ASIC board. Did you have to replace those caps? Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? A while back. Yeah, you're right, you did. It's been a while since I've done that one. Yeah, yeah, I remember now. I remember. I mean, a funny playing board apparently are not actually funny playing. It's another manufacturer that has stolen Funny Playing's brand for those screens, is like trading off of that brand using clones of the McWills. It's kind of funny actually. It's like a clone masquerading as another brand. It's a bit weird. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. Well, MC Hamill, it's probably worth you having a look at the latest manual for the install of the actual McWill screen, because they are just a McWill, right? That's what they are. They're just a literal clone. They're not like a close copy. They are just a straight up clone. I bet you any money that the FPGA chips have got the exact same code from McWill on them. I bet you. I think the factory basically stole his product. That's what I think. I don't know, but that's what I think. Not that I'm complaining, because the actual product, although very good, is very expensive. Oh, come on. Here we are. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know exactly, but my theory is that it was given to a Chinese company to manufacture, and they just took the manufacturing part a step further. That's what I think might have happened. Oh, please, come on. Come on. There we go. This is the tricky part. At least with this tip. Should use a smaller tip, really. let's adjust this cap. Whoop, whoop. Come on now. And last cap, which is much easier to solder. You're still here but doing other things, so quiet. That's fine. Don't worry about it. No, you worry about it. I mean, I'm quiet because my head's in the game. This one's for a customer, MC Hamill. Doing this for a customer. But I repair a lot of them and sell them, just refurb. Obviously, like, when I sell them, I actually do sell them with proper aftercare as well. If people have problems, I'll repair them or whatever. I have an eBay store if you want to check it out. Just I'd have to link it actually, wouldn't I? Not much on there at the minute except Atari Lynx battery covers. Come on. Come on. It's stuck to my tweezer. Whatever. Really, Max? Well, they are pretty cool. They're actually a decent console. And they actually have some surprising features too. For example, if you get a little cartridge converter, you can play original Master System games on them. And not only that, but with the LCD mod, you can also add VGA output. So you can output to VGA. Okay, that leg looks a bit too... I think I need to move this across just a little bit. Oh, no, not that. I said a little bit, not a lot. Come on. Fiddly. There we go. That'll do for now. And there we go, that should do it. So again, it's full of flux, but it should work. So, hopefully I won't be eating my own words. Let's see if this now works. Now, if I zoom out... No, if I switch to the camera... Let's move that over now. I'm going to just toss these crappy Chong X caps out of the way. We'll pop that there. We'll get the solar out of the way for a second. I'm not happy with the mess I'm making, you see. Clean as you go. That's what they taught us when I worked at McDonald's. Clean as you go. All those years ago. Okay. Always good to keep your workspace a bit clean, especially when you're working with handheld consoles, because as you flip them around and stuff, if you've got flux on your mat, you're just going to get it all over the screen. Not that we care on this instance, because we're replacing the screen anyway, because it's knackered, but, you know, hey-o. GGTV. You don't need a GGTV if you've got an LCD mod, because they just output RGB and they provide C-Sync. So you're off to the races if you've got an LCD mod. Okay, let's give this a test fire. Jesus. A bit loud. Very loud. And the volume wheel doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's try that again. Have I bridged something? I think I might have bridged something, because that sounds like somewhere there's a direct connection. And it doesn't sound good. What have we got? Crikey, that was loud. It was blowing my head off. Looks fine. Looks fine. Looks fine. That looks fine. It's almost like this variable resistor's not working, or the connection from it to the chip isn't, but it looks like it's fine. It's connected by that leg. It's connected by that leg. I'll check it with a multimeter for continuity in a second. I'm just going to reflow the joints. I can tell there's oxides on it. Holding my breath there. I should really have fume extraction on. Oh, smells like fish. Oh, what a mess, eh? Anyway. Let's retouch up the audio jack ones as well, they don't look so great. There we go. Now what I'm wondering is if maybe I did blob a lot of solder on this cap. It's possible I bridged a negative and positive on it. I don't think so though. It shouldn't work if I did, but let's find out. Yeah, that's what I thought. That doesn't look too smart actually, that the surface mount cap doesn't look too smart. Let's have a look closer. That looks barely soldered. Okay. Attempt number 2. Sticky. Something weird with this audio board. All the connections look fine now. Can't see a problem with it. I've pretty much reflowed everything on there too. I don't think any of the traces were severed. Caps are good for sure. Resistors properly soldered and reflowed. This is an interesting, if weird one. I might have to take voltage readings and frequency readings, well, peak to peak voltage and frequency readings with the oscilloscope, compare it with a working one, just to confirm that the audio IC is actually working as expected. And do some actual diagnostics on this, but it was corroded to all hell. Could be this inductor's still bad. This coil. There's a good chance of it. Anyway, give it another shot now that we have literally reflowed everything. Yeah, the amplifier could be defective. I mean, it's the only thing on there that's other than the coil, but the coil was, excuse me, heavily corroded. But then again, the IC would be responsible for dealing with the audio volume and what have you. So, in theory, it could well be that. But let's just try this one more time. You see, what's happening is, it seems to be whacking the volume all the way up to the point where there's distortion. And, yeah. We could try another audio IC. Let's give it a go. Why not? Let's give it a go. Oh my god, I left this on all this time. Jesus. That's not so good. Need to bend these IC legs up a bit. So this IC should come out now. I just need a pair of tweezers to do it with. No, those aren't that knackered. I want a more knackered pair. I want a pair that I don't care if I bend a bit. I had a pair like that. Yeah, here they are. Nuts. Yeah. Alright, so that's that IC out. Let's see, how about you? Yes, you'll do. Well, there may be no need at all to order a new clean-amp board when we can just order a replacement audio IC. I'm pretty sure that they still manufacture these, actually. So we'll see. Let's see what we can do. Quick with this because it's a little bit loud this time. Don't want to bother my neighbours. Hopefully they can't hear me. Right, what I do need to do with this one I need to solder it back again real quick, just so it's got fresh solder to help it come off properly. Right, that should be loose. Not quite. This leg is not loose. God, that's annoying. Well, that's exactly right, RW. That's exactly right. There is always a compatible part. Right, while I'm at it, I left this on far too long and the tip's pretty oxidised, so there we go, nice and shiny again. Right, attempt number 2. really doesn't want to desolder, you know. Right, you know what? Let's get the iron on it. What I'm going to do right here is I'm heating each leg, gripping the leg with some tweezers and just wriggling it just to get it loose. I want to look at this under the scope because I cannot see what is wrong with it. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's get this off with wick. If it doesn't want to come off with a desolder gun, it should come off with some wick, with any luck. God damn it. Bit of fume extraction. Bit of fume extraction. Let's see if that's loosened them up a bit now, on this side at least. So this one. No. No. We've got one loose pin there. That's loose. That does not look loose. That's loose. That's loose. Good night, Max. You have a good night's sleep. Yeah, I've got to think about making a move soon too. Let's see what we can do. See, it's things like this that derail, like, doing a mod, right? It's a shame, but it happens. Come on, you bugger. Come on. Come on, wake up. Might have done it, you know. That did it on that one. That leg is loose. That leg I think is loose. That one's definitely loose. That one's loose. That one isn't. That one isn't. That one is. So we're close. See, what I'm thinking is if I can get a bit more flux into these holes and then just heat the legs and wobble them a bit, I might just be able to get them off. Let's see if I can move it with the tweezers. Yeah. I think so. Let's try. There we go, we got it out without like shredding anything. Oh, tell a lie. That didn't go so great there. Yeah, never mind. Ripped a bit of a pad. I didn't really do that so great. Actually ripped a bit of a pad. I think I ripped the through holes looking at this. Whoops. Clown alert. Oh. Yeah, they weren't quite loose. They were, they were close. Whoops. I done goofed. Alright, let's try putting it in the new one. go. This will confirm if it's the actual IC or not, I guess. So, well, it's not a guess, I know. So let's see. Let us see. I do need to switch to camera. I know. I'll do that when I plug this in. There we go. Flip, zip. Is it zip, zop, a zippity doop? Zip, zop, zippity boop. Not the IC then. Interesting. Something ain't right. And that only really leaves a variable resistor, and it leaves the surface mount components. So we've got resistors, caps, etc. It's hardly worth my time at this point. Or possibly this coil. I'm absolutely full of flux. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to be doing this LCD tonight. This is just too much work for now. What I'm going to do then, I might make a video. Oh shit! I might make a video on it though. Is actually diagnosing it rather than just rather than willy-nilly swapping components. What I'm going to do, I've got a good idea of where the fault is. I think it's either this coil or this variable resistor. Now, actually, I can quickly check the variable resistor, but I don't think that's it. Let's put this in ohm mode. Let's flip it over. We can see the two contact points that we need to check. Here and here. Don't seem right, does it? Mega ohms. Oh, come on. I swear, this is when I need like an extra hand. I need to be like Octopus Man. And let's see what another board reads. Yeah, look at that. So that's 700 ohms. Let's see. Say if we adjust it. So what we're getting now, 25k. So the variable resistor's fucked. That's what it is. Pardon my French. I'm swearing a lot. Yeah. So it just seems to be this. Now it could be because it's full of flux, but I doubt it. But there is like, usually in these variable resistors you'll have like a carbon track and then a pin that makes contact with it, and as you turn this one way or the other, it'll track around that and it'll be higher or lower resistance. So yeah, so what we got there then is a dodgy variable resistor, which is actually an extremely inexpensive part. So that's good news. I should have multimetered that out earlier. Don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, so I guess we're just going to replace the VR on this. This is absolutely awful and full of flux now. Let's give it a quick IPA thing. But I've got to come off. I've got to come off because I need to get to bed soon and I want to talk to my very lovely lady. So I'll give this a clean up. You see, retro can be a pain, but it is satisfying if you can keep the old stuff going, you know? And old boards like this, they're kind of fun to rescue. Because, yeah, there's replacements now, and that's great. And it's great if, like, these are completely irreparable. But, like, these boards are so simple that they can't... It's almost impossible not to be able to fix them. This one's a variable resistor now. We know that for sure. We've definitely diagnosed that. I'm sure if we just took it out of circuit, we'd see it. But, again, it's late. And I don't have much more time to be spending on this right now. Sadly, we didn't get to do any other repairs, which is a little sad, but I will stream more very soon because I've got quite a bit to do and I want to stream it. I've got a PlayStation 3 I need to get done. I've got a Super Famicom, not a SNES. What else? Stuff. Lots of stuff. Anyway, it's time for me to go. I hope all of you watching, especially you UK folks, get your heads down soon because it's pretty late. Have a nice, relaxing sleep and get ready for the week. And Frankie Panky, it will be a Frankie Panky, Sean. Yeah, you're right. It'll be a catch A model, Japanese. Repair on the SFC, no sound. I'm actually waiting on some new cables though, because I actually need a NTSC RGB cable for it. Where is it? It's not my Super Famicom, by the way, but yeah, I don't know where it is. It's knocking around. Where'd I put it? I had it with me earlier, you know. I swear I'd lose my face if it weren't attached. Oh, I don't know. Where is it? Where the devil are you? Oh, where the devil are you? I know you're around. Nope, don't know where it is. Maybe in my living room. Although I definitely had it in here earlier. I don't know. I'm a clown. Could be anywhere. Anyway. Yeah, got Super Famicom to do. Got this Game Gear to finish. Got that PS3 to do. That's for Max, who was on earlier. What else? Actually, I've got a whole load of PS3s. I got a whole load of Game Gears to get through. Yeah. I probably won't stream the rest of the Game Gears though. Yeah, Nintendo are weird, right? Hey, Buddha. Oh yeah, Buddha, I gotta show you something before I go, actually. Now that you're watching, I hope I've got your attention. You better be watching it. I'm gonna show you something wild, something unexpected, something that may scar you, but retro equipment has... Wait for it. Do you see what that is? It's a bit fluxy. Let me fix that. Oh wait, you can probably see it though. You see what this is? You see what this is, Computer Buddha? It's your nemesis. That's not really your nemesis. Your nemesis is actually RSX's. But look what this bad boy is. We got a token inductor. Remember to plug a Mega Drive 1 power adapter into the SFC. Yeah, it was because Token's the manufacturer, right, Booter? Like, they then got... I assume they got bought out by NEC and then became NEC Token. But yeah, pretty wild, isn't it? I've never seen Token on other stuff, so... yeah, it kind of blew my mind a bit. But yeah, I need to get a new variable resistor for this audio board anyway, because that audio board's knackered. It takes DC center negative, not AC center positive, so don't use a SNES power adapter. Interesting. Oh. Oh. To be fair, it's probably just driven by a 7805 reg, isn't it? Anywho. Yeah, good to see you on the stream, Mr. Booter. Good to see you on the stream. But yeah, we know that this audio board is just a little bit knackered because of this variable resistor. It's reading insane resistance values, so we'll fix it. Just a simple VR. Anyway, folks, have a good evening. Go watch some of the other fine streamers out there, such as Mr. Computer Booter. It's probably his day off today, if I'm not wrong, Mr. David. But yeah, go check out all the other really good people. And as always, bye for now. Have fun. Take care.